Think back to the end of Avengers Endgame. We all wept as Tony Stark saved the universe, and we all watched that beautiful lakeside funeral. Pepper Potts places the original Arc Reactor on the water, proof that Tony Stark has a heart. It's a perfect, emotional goodbye. But if you look closely, something is missing. No coffin, no body, no actual burial. For a studio like Marvel that loves visual closure, think Yondu's massive funeral, Loki's death, or even Natasha's memorial, completely hiding Tony's body wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate choice. And with Robert Downey Jr. returning as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday, the dark truth about what happened to Tony Stark's physical remains is finally catching up to us. First, let's talk science. When Tony snapped his fingers using the nano gauntlet, he wasn't just pulling off a tech stunt. He was channeling the most volatile cosmic energies in existence directly through his human body. Even the Hulk barely survived the massive gamma radiation spike, which is why he was chosen to do it first. Tony's suit acted like a lightning rod, absorbing just enough energy to keep him alive for a final goodbye. But internally, his body was cooked. Scientifically speaking, the moment Iron Man died, his corpse became a walking biohazard. You can't just put a heavily irradiated, radioactive body into a standard wooden coffin and bury it in the ground without destroying the local ecosystem. The most logical, safe protocol: immediate cremation inside a heavily sealed, controlled environment to contain the radioactive ash. There's a poetic theory here that Tony's actual ashes were sealed inside that floating arc reactor, making the lake scene his literal final resting place. But this is the MCU we are talking about. Things are never that simple. Let's be real. Government and shadow agencies in the MCU do not let prime assets go to waste. Look at what Sword did to Vision's body. Look at how everyone hunts for Hulk's blood or super soldier serum. Tony Stark wasn't just a genius, he was a human who successfully synthesized the power of all 6 Infinity Stones. His DNA was fundamentally mutated by that cosmic exposure. On top of that, his advanced nanosuit and tech were practically fused to his body at the time of death. There is zero chance the Department of Damage Control or Sword just let the Stark family keep the body. The most likely scenario: immediately after the Battle of Earth, Tony's body was classified and shipped off to a high-security, subterranean lab for deep-level research. The public, and maybe even some of the Avengers, were given the lakeside memorial for closure, while the physical remains were locked away in a cryo chamber. This brings us to the ultimate twist: Avengers Doomsday. Marvel shocked the world by announcing Robert Downey Jr. is back, not as Iron Man, but as Dr. Doom. Now, is it just a multiversal variant who happens to look like Tony? Maybe, but what if it's much darker? In Marvel Comics, Dr. Doom is notorious for transferring his consciousness into other bodies, including deceased ones. And thanks to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we know Dreamwalking is a core rule in the MCU canon. Imagine a variant of Dr. Doom from across the multiverse using Dreamwalking to possess Tony Stark's preserved, highly irradiated corpse in Earth 616. This perfectly explains why Doom wears his iconic metal mask to hide a scarred, decaying, and severely burned face caused by the residual effects of the Infinity Stones. It also explains why he looks exactly like Tony Stark, because he is literally piloting Tony's empty shell. Think about the narrative payoff. This satisfies the scientific reality of a gamma-irradiated body, explains the missing coffin, and sets up the most devastating emotional gut punch for Spider-Man and War Machine when Doom finally unmasks. Tony Stark's soul might be resting peacefully in the soul world, but his physical body might just become the universe's ultimate weapon. What do you think? Is Tony's body locked in a lab somewhere, or did Pepper actually cremate him? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.